stimulate my mind with some metaphysical, fire-breathing conversation. When I stroke your energy, I feel elated. No, it drives me crazy.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Destiny of Manifest by Destiny, and today we're doing an unboxing video for the Sacred Vision Oracle cards. The author is Lynn V with Robert Taylor, and the artwork is also done by Robert Taylor. You can already see by the size of the box that these cards are probably going to be larger. On the side of the box gives you the title, the author's names, as well as a little thumb hole to side the box apart, and the publishing. So it says Atria Books and Beyond Worlds. On the back of the Oracle box, it lets you know that this set includes 29 cards and a 128-page guidebook. The Sacred Visions Oracle is a body and mind astrology themed deck. It is retailing right now for $19.99, and I purchased it at Books A Million. After I take off the packaging, I will go ahead and read the back of the box. I will read this sentence over here, and then I'll go into the paragraph down here. If you could perform one act of power that would change your life forever, what would it be? Find your act of power. Begin to know your dreams. Begin to live them. Here there is a figure. I'm assuming he's a shaman over here. And then there's sample imagery of the cards. Throughout time and across cultures, shamanic wisdom has been revered as a wellspring of power and guidance. The very word shaman means one who sees in the dark. Tap into your inner shaman to see through the darkness in your life and become the best version of yourself. From best-selling author Lynn V and celebrated Native American artist Robert Taylor, Sacred Vision Oracle cards brings you the ancient wisdom of shamanic tradition. Combining striking imagery and insightful text, each card holds a prayer to guide you on your quest for inner peace, and each embodies elements of harmony and enlightenment to bring you back to your true center. Discover your destiny and live your dreams with Sacred Vision Oracle cards. Well, of course they got me because they said discover your destiny, and they're also speaking of the elements, they talk about how it's insightful text and they give prayers. So yeah, this oracle deck is already winning in my eyes. Also, I love butterflies. Butterflies are one of my spirit animals, so to see that there and just to have my name on the deck is special for me. This deck was originally published in 2017. I will probably insert through text at the bottom of the screen the exact date that this oracle deck published. So let's go ahead and open the cards. So the box is pretty tight, which I'm not complaining. If I didn't have press-ons on right now, I think I'd be, it'd be easier. So I have some hair scissors right here. I'm just gonna try to push them apart somehow. I just want to get this open. Well, I can say this is a very, very sturdy box. I have the hole in between the top and the bottom. Let me push this through. Do y'all hear how tight that was? Are they connected? I was like, are they connected? Uh-oh. I did scratch the review. I mean, not the review. I did accidentally scratch the guidebook, but that's okay. These are just material things. So we have the top of the box. You can see my ring light over here, but on the top of the box, there's no special wording. It's just simply like a matte yellow paper finish. So we're gonna put that to the side. So on top, we have the guidebook. There is not a ribbon or a string to help pull the guidebook out. So you would have to turn it over or open it up like this. So we have the guidebook. As I said, it's 128 pages. It begins with information on the business side of this book, or this oracle guidebook. We have the author's dedications, 2 butterflies, Then we have a very special image with some words from Nathaniel Hawthorne. And then we get into the contents of the guidebook. We look at the preface or the preface, I'm not sure how to say it. Then we have the introduction. Then we go into the card messages of the South, which is associated with the color red. Then we go into the card messages of the West, which is associated with the color black. Next, we have the card messages of the North, which is associated with the color white. Then there's the card messages of the East, which is associated with the color yellow. And so it looks like they're all separated 7 cards to each direction, each color. And lastly, we end the guidebook with acknowledgments from Lynn V. Andrews, acknowledgments from Robert Taylor, a glossary of imagery, glossary of concepts, and then information about both Lynn Andrews and Robert Taylor. An interesting thing about this guidebook is that they give you a glossary of imagery and a glossary of concepts. So it kind of gives you background information on the images and the concepts used on the cards that are associated with specific Native American shamanistic imagery or themes. On the back of the guidebook, there are just images of the cards and a message about the oracle deck and kind of what it offers you. So for the flip through, like I said, we have that glossary, we have information about the author, and then we have the cards separated into the different sections. There is not any color in this guidebook. It is all kept to black and white. So the introduction does involve information about how to use the oracle cards, how to get used to them, how to introduce them into your energy, and vice versa. There's also a daily meditation, which is like the 1 card reading. We have a passage of time layout, 3 card reading. A sacred self-will layout, which is a 5 card reading, uses the different directions, the different colors, and then in the center there's you. And it seems that this guidebook offers a lot of in-depth information about the layouts or the spreads that they share. Next, we have a Wheel of Connections layout. Next, we have Wheel of Clarity layout. And this is a 4 card spread about like having clarity about a situation or a person. And then we have the Sacred Vision layout, which is unique to this cards deck. Next, we have information about dancing cards, which I imagine is about cards that jump out to you, giving you a message, getting your attention. And then the guidebook. And then the guidebook goes into the different sections of this oracle card system. This shows you imagery of a shaman, and then it says card messages of the South red. I would really like if this did have color in it, simply because color is so ingrained in the messages and ingrained in the cards. And so as you see, we are on the first card of this oracle deck, and it is number 1, Observe, Border Patrol, South red. And then it gives you, I guess what is this? It gives you kind of an explanation of what's happening when you pull this card, what spirit's letting you know, and then it gives you the spirit of the card. So the exact messages, the meaning of the images, and the context that is associated with the card. The cards do have like a 2-page explanation, and then it goes on to the next card. I was flipping through the guidebook and I noticed that on some of the cards, and after they are explained to you, it shows a word from Robert Taylor. So it gives more of an explanation of his culture, because he is a Native American illustrator, author. And I think it probably ties in the images that you see in his understanding, like his intent, what he was trying to communicate. Then we have the acknowledgments from both Lynn and Robert. And here's the glossary that I was talking about, which is really simple. It just gives you like the meaning of images. So like when you see a butterfly, know that that's about rebirth and transformation. When you see an egg, know that that's associated with creation or creator energy. Then we have the glossary of concepts. An example of a concept is like an altar, which says it's like a focal point made into a sacred sanctuary by your prayers, your meditation, and your attention. An altar can be a circle, a stone, or an elevated platform, and can be located in a grove of trees, in a corner of your room, or on a tabletop. Any place that you choose to create a sacred space can be your altar. Another concept is warrior, a person, male or female, who has taken on the task of tearing away the earthly veils of ignorance. Stand strong, warriors. All of my earth angels and spiritual warriors out there. So I like that. I like that it gives you like an explanation, because you have your own understanding and beliefs about what things mean, certain concepts, images, but it's nice to know what they associate with what you're seeing, so you can know the energy coming from the card. Lastly, we just have information about Lynn V. Andrews. Shows a picture of her. The same with Robert Taylor. And Robert Taylor is a Blackfoot Cherokee, Asagi, Crow, Black Dutch, and Scottish artist of mixed cultural heritage. Whew. And he grew up in Oklahoma. Lynn V. Andrews. She is an internationally acclaimed shaman, healer, lecturer, and a spiritual teacher, and the best-selling author of the Medicine Woman series, which chronicles her 3 decades of study and work with indigenous shaman healers and the way of sacred feminine on 4 different continents. Robert Taylor is a writer as well as a illustrator, a artist, a painter. It says that he uses paintbrush here. I wonder what type of imagery is going to be on the cards. And so that's the end of the guidebook. Let's go ahead and get into the cards. As you can see, the cards are attached by a piece of paper, similar to like the plastic ones that are normally on them. You can pull the cards out with your nails, with your fingers, or you can overturn it. As you can see, the cards are a pretty large size. There's no wording in the bottom half of the box, so we're just going to move that over to the side. So on the back is a spot where you can remove the paper. So here we have the cards. I'm not really going to read through them. I will show you the top of the card and flip over to the back of the imagery so you can see them. So I'm going to begin with all of the South red cards. These are the first 7 cards that are associated with the south direction and with the color red. 1, observe border patrol. And here is the imagery on the back of this card. And you can see these cards are pretty thin. They have that flimsiness to them. And you can see my ring light, so they are very shiny. Not as reflective as other decks I've seen, but they do have that glossiness to them. Here we have card number 1, observe border patrol. And then we have the image of a hummingbird on the back. Next we have card number 2, self-worth, gossip. Card number 3, harmony, music, the creation. Card number 4, prayer, petitioning the Supreme Court. And if you look, these cards are illustrated very nicely. And it has the imagery there, so you can go and look at what certain things mean, what certain themes or concepts are associated with the artwork. 5, evolution, rejoice. 6, patience, something greater. 7, focus, the tent's a rockin'. And now we're at the West Black cards. 8, love, All you need is love. Worthiness. 9, worthiness, blue medicine. 10, power, butterfly dreaming. 11, dreams gone wild. 12, care, echoes of the heart. 13, beauty, friendship bundle. 14, time, the doorway. I really like the purple. It looks like it's glowing in the dark. Now we're on to North White. 15, serenity, divine light. 16, vision, heaven is where you find it. 17, release, shaman, the song within. 18, joy, the great white hope. 19, creation, at the center of the universe. 'I'm noticing like different imageries from different cultures and belief systems here. So I feel like Lynn and Robert, found a way to incorporate diversity into this deck that is mostly associated with Native American tribes or Indigenous American tribes. 20, intent, Game of Thrones. I wasn't expecting to see this, but that's cute. 21, passion, when you are down, look up. I like how bold the imagery is, like the background and then just like this bold imagery is there. Straight to the point. 22, spirit, pathfinder. And now we are on to the yellow east section. 23, freedom, brother to the hawk. 24, responsibility, close to the heart. 27, illumination, new hope. 26, legacy, the Mallory Commission. 27, flourish, uprooted. 'Mm. This card's very, very interesting. I get a different feeling when I see this card. Oh, okay. Number 28, destiny. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I'm going to turn this card over and it's going to be me. Yep, that's me. Same face, same hands and all. I notice in this one I see his name over here. I didn't detect his signature or his name on any of the other cards, but this one has the name. Lastly, card 29, giveaway. You break it, you bought it. I like this humor that's coming from this deck. I'm gonna shuffle with the deck and then I will let you know my final review. I like these cards because they move well. I do have to like open my hand up big to use them though. But that's good for my little hands. I need to stretch them out. But if you do have issues, oh gosh, if you do have issues with your hands, like joints and stuff like that, it may be harder to use these bigger cards because it does require you to move your hands more, like more extension, the full use of your hand. I like these cards. I always like shuffling with like a small amount of cards, but they're so big and slippery that it doesn't alter the shuffling experience. Serenity, Divine Light, North White. So I guess this is the card that we will kind of look at the guidebook with since it fell out. So we go to card messages of the North White. And I was looking for a description of like the different directions, colors, but I imagine it's just a way to separate the deck into separate like water, earth, pentacles, swords, wands, fire. Like I feel like that's how this is separating it. So it says Serenity, Divine Light, and it shows the image of the card here, no color. North White basically says what it says here on the back. So this explanation that is right here, this paragraph, is also the paragraph that is on the card. I guess I'll go ahead and read it. In divine light, you overflow with love. You carry the sacred arrows that teach you about the clouds so full of water that the rain comes like droplets of wisdom into your sea of consciousness, and you begin to learn. The sacred flute carries your prayers of love and all of the symbols of treasured peoples, and dreams reflect upon you with the light of the great sun. You are a sacred lover, full of fragrance, and the wind comes to spread your perfume across the land. You stand before the Great Spirit in a state of grace. Name your darkness, that sad quality that you have held. And as you call it by name, feel it begin to disappear. You hold on to your faith the same way that you grip your arrows of destiny. You are not meant to live in darkness, but in the light of your own integrity. Move with the flow of life and let go of any sadness from your earlier years. Be serene and be at ease as this light begins to define. So the diction, the word choice, the tone is very uplifting. It's very relatable. And I get a slight drop or hint of humor, which is always good because divination, working with spirit, can get very serious or intense. If you want more of an explanation about the card, you will need the guidebook with you to have the spirit of the card message as well. Many religions symbolized in stained glass are illuminated equally as the sun rises. And that's what I was thinking when I saw this card, how it shows many symbols or concepts from different religions. The warrior prepares to plant prayer sticks laden with blessings, but he knows the coming sunlight will cast shadows. He is not afraid but thoughtful. He knows that there is a war in the world. There is a war within each of us. Enlightenment is the expulsion of darkness. We use faith as a burning candle, yet all light casts shadows. It is into these gray and black areas that we must traverse to truly become enlightened. I like this deck. So I'm going to say one thing I like about it, one thing I wish was better, and kind of my hopes for using this card. I'll start with my hopes. I hope to really connect with my indigenous Native American ancestors through this deck. I know that this deck isn't going to be a magical conduit and just connect me to them, but it will serve as a spiritual tool as I work with that side of my ancestry. In terms of the things that I like the most, I really like how how it's only 29 cards. I like that it's small, it's simple, yet it's like in depth with the messages, and the imagery is very clear, concise, and it says a lot. One thing I do wish was different about this deck is I wish there was more color in the guidebook. I imagine, of course, it would make the price go up, but I would be willing to pay a few extra dollars for a full color guidebook. Also, I'm not sure if it's here. I hope it is because I haven't read through this yet. But I want to know more of the understanding of the red, the white, the black, and the yellow cards, and kind of what they represent, why they chose these cards, and why they're special to the shamans, or to Native Americans, or to indigenous culture. So that was my unboxing for the Sacred Vision Oracle cards by Lynn V and Robert Taylor. Right now I'm letting them charge over here and get cleansed and kind of get acclimated to my energy in my home here on my selenite charging plate. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Comment below if you have this deck, kind of your thoughts, your review of this deck. Also, I want to know if you have any other decks by Lynn and Robert. While you're still here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload new content. As always, it's me, Destiny of Manifest by Destiny. Until next time, bye everyone.
Yeah, to stimulate my mind with some metaphysical, fire breathing conversation.